Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to go over this distribution that I'm currently in. This particular trade, I've been watching EU for a while, so I don't even think I set my team up before on this one. I did send it here. I was building something here. This alert, I just moved it right now. This was up here to look for a redistro. I didn't get a redistro, obviously. And then I had this area from over here, which I tapped into with this alert. And then we did all this stuff over there. So I actually can't really find anything that I placed over here. I did alert the team when I was watching there. I had this for a while. But as you see, I was watching, moving like several alerts around to wait for this opportunity. So this opportunity came into this POI. Now, after all this happened, I wasn't going to just sell this area. And that's where people go wrong. They have this distribution and then they try to sell it. But after all this happening, you have to realize you shouldn't just sell in this area. And as you see, we got a new opportunity here. So I'm currently in this trade. So this trade turns around and hits stop loss. Well, then there you guys see a stop loss on the internet. Nothing to be ashamed of. I hit stop loss. So that's what I was originally waiting for. And then I was in the POI and I was like, wait a second, fractal situation. So we ended up getting this huge spike into this previous point of interest. So again, you guys have to make sure you guys are waiting for this in the previous point of interest, which I explained in my academy. I see like a lot of people just kind of look for distros all over the place. Why is it starting from right here? So I have my 3 drives up, which is my buying climax, my AR, my UT, my second test, and my MSAL, okay? So then I have my UTAD, a bunch of tests, LPS, unhealthy price action, major imbalance, regular stuff. And then we had the fill, as well as this entry aligned it with my climax. And my entry has to align with my climax or my AR. That's one thing that people don't really know, but it's very important for a high probable setup. So that's pretty much what I got there. I'm going to mark it out quickly for you guys on a blank screen. If you guys have any questions about this, let me know. But here, the major key, what we got was the major sign of weakness. So I just call it a SOW and then minor sign. So in my trading range, we had all the stuff up here, but then we had this massive drop, which was our major sign of weakness, took out all these lows. And that's what I didn't get on the higher time frame. Okay, so a lot of people, they're just labeling. And I mean, Wyckoff is very hard. But you can't just enter off of what you think is a high and a low. You really have to see these signs of weakness actually drop below, you know, the AR, the second test, etc. So that's something that I know people struggle with, and that's what I focus on in the academy, where everything goes. My next video is going to be a more detailed version without the candlesticks, explaining how to really start tapping in to learn Wyckoff and understand the structure of where everything's supposed to go. Okay, so just to play the game for you guys in replay mode, like I said, this was already tapped into a previous point of interest, which is major key. You need to be waiting for distros to happen in a certain area. You shouldn't just be logging on, seeing 3 drives up and saying, oh, I'm going to call this a distro. I'm going to call this an accumulation. That's where people really mess up. So again, if you're not really sure about previous point of interest, maybe I can upload a video on it. But I talk about it every day in my academy. So we tap into this area. This is clearly a UTAD. It's the highest point, this huge wick. Then after that, we have all the situation down here. So we kind of have this and this here. Okay, so first, I would actually label this a PS. That's what I did first. And then I started moving things around. So when I call this a buying climax, I said, well, it doesn't really align with my entry. Okay, so it can be your PS or your buying climax. But to me, this ended up being the PS. This ended up being the climax. And this ended up being the AR. And before you continue, if you watch my other videos, the first thing you need to do is mark up your trading range. Because it's important where everything goes in and out your trading range. Okay, so on this broker, you guys can see, I'm just using this broker because I use Owanda. It's not really perfectly lined up, but don't worry about it. Then I'll mark up my imbalance, etc. I'm going to place my UT or second test, so I can call this a UT. Or I can call this a UT, call this second test, etc. This would be my MSAL. So in this particular example, it didn't really go outside the trading range much. And on this broker, that would be my MSAL. This would be my major SAL. You can call all these tests or LPS, whatever floats your boat. This would be your test first. This one actually is an LPS that respected as an order block, but you wouldn't be able to enter here because you didn't get any major sign of weakness at this point. So again, I go over the order of things in my academy. I think a lot of people just think, well, this is an LPS and it's an order block, let me just enter. But there's times where you will definitely fail doing things like that. So that's kind of how my situation played out. Stop loss goes above this imbalance candle here, or the wick, or the previous, not the previous one before that, not over here. There's only two options, which again I explained in my academy. And it has to be under 10 as always. So we got a 6.7 equal lows, which we're still waiting to happen. So for now, I'll just put it here. Even though I have a 10 that I'm actually waiting for. And play it out. Okay, guys, so that is the distribution that I'm currently in. Hopefully, you guys are getting value in this video, understanding waiting for a major sign of weakness and what that looks like, understanding waiting for this to happen in an area like a previous point of interest, meaning an imbalance before where we got filled, how to get a 10 pip or less stop loss. As always, you guys, someone commented before saying that I'm capping about 10 pip or less stop loss. If people tap into the mindset of being coachable and studying the information, you know, practice this for yourself. I always encourage you guys to take notes on every single YouTube video you watch and backtest this yourself. Use your replay mode and say, okay, Savannah did this on EURAUD. Let me use replay, and without coming back to the YouTube video, can I figure out the same situation? And that's how you learn. Okay, so this is actually about to hit take profit. Like I said, I'm really in this trade right now. So right now, my risk reward is different. My risk reward is different over here, so I'm gonna peep that. Now I do collect 90% partials at 90%. So this is 1 to 10. So 1 to 9 is about here. That's when I'll collect partials. So collect 90% of your trade at 90%. I'm gonna put it actually a little bit above for here to see when we break this low, actually. All right, so that's the end of today's video. I hope you guys get value as usual. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.